This podcast, I had an absolute ball doing this one. Our special guest in this episode is Jai Sparks from the band Haters. The punk duo have just released a single called Haters. We do discuss this and more. Plus, we end up having giggle fits in it. It's a great chat. I enjoyed it very much. I hope you do too. Without further ado, as I do say, ladies and gentlemen, Jai Sparks from Haters. And here we go. Hello, Mr. Jai Sparks.
Hello, how you doing?
How are you? That's the question.
I'm all right. I mean, I'm okay. I've had pneumonia for nearly 4 weeks. Left my house for the first time 2 days ago. In 38 days.
Did you think you had corona though?
I wasn't sure. I've been tested twice.
Yeah.
So I got tested at the start because some of my friends have had corona.
Yeah.
And then I got tested again. I don't know, about 2 weeks ago. I think it's just kind of mandatory at the hospital.
Yeah. Wow.
Everyone's going through it,
You actually knew 2 people that had corona because I haven't seen.
I knew about I think 6 now.
Wow.
Yeah. Which is crazy.
Yeah. Because I just I've actually never come across anyone that's actually known someone that's actually had it. So
well, they'd all upgraded to 5G, so
okay, they're on the next level, and they invested in their tinfoil couture. So I've been saying I need to get on top of that. I need to start being a milliner for tinfoil hats.
Well, we all were hanging out together at a party eating placenta, and then
were you wearing Lorna Jane outfits at the same time? That's the question.
No.
All right. This is not a plug for Lorna Jane, by the way.
Or a plug for Brunswick Heads.
All right. So we'll steer things back. The reason why we're talking right now is you're in the duo Haters, and you have a brand new single.
We do indeed. This is the first song that Jimmy, or I call James Jimmy because I like it. I
just play Priesty. It's easy. I know too many Jameses, man. So.
But it's the first song we really did when we got together and had our first jam. And it was rubbish, so we decided to release it.
As you do. Like, I've been saying this though. Like, it's if you're not releasing any material, or if you have. In what we're doing right now, if you've got some B grade or stuff that you view as B grade, why not use it? Yeah. Why not use it?
Yeah.
I mean,
I really like the song now.
Yeah. I mean, Mule's released the B-side this week, and it's one of my favorite songs to play, and I love playing that song, but it's not a strong single. But
I love the riff. I love the riff at the start of the song. Yeah.
Yeah. So you have attachments to these certain songs, and we're not getting out there playing, so why not release this B-side sort of stuff, man? Well done.
Yeah, something fun to do,
And you utilised one lyric throughout the whole damn song.
Hey, if it works, it works. You know what's funny is we've got a song that we'll probably bring out probably next, which is we think is like arguably our strongest song, called Dead, and we actually used the line in the bridge. So the bridge of that song is "I love the way that you hate me, haters."
Yeah.
So you'd probably make, a reappearance.
So you've made one song stretch into 2, basically, in a sense.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's how it happens. I like the line. The line had meaning to me. So you as a singer, you have that weird attachment to lines sometimes. You don't want to let them go, so you're like, all right, let's drag it into this next one.
Which is actually using the band name in the line too. So
yeah,
it's like an extra sort of kick in there. Like if you who sings that song? Like Haters. Haters. No, I mean, like, seriously, who sings that song? Haters. Haters. So I like it. That works. That works.
I love a struggle.
So I actually didn't pick up on it because when I was reading your press release that you sent out, the very Stooges kind of feel to it, and it just, when I read that, I went, holy shit. You're bang on there, because like I actually have, admittedly I'm not a huge Stooges fan, but my wife bought me a Stooges LP
Yeah.
ages
Cool.
ago, and I just put it on and I just listened to it, and I went, okay, I understand the band, I understand why they're revered as legendary and influential, but I can also see why people just go, I'm not a Stooges fan.
Yeah. No. Well, I mean, music's like that for everyone.
Exactly.
I just I really was getting into their riffs as well at the time, and I like the idea of the rundown, and I was like, oh, I want to do that. I want to try that in a song, and I'm really into that. Let's just make that happen. We don't, it's not about ripping off a song. It's about they're the blueprint, and you're like, yeah, cool. That I like the guitar riff. Let's put it to some vocals and see what happens.
So how long did it actually take to come together? Because this is the first song you guys jammed out. So,
well, I think the song's like a minute 50 or something. So probably took minute 52.
It's like that's it. We got it. Yeah, cool.
No, Jimmy and I are pretty connected. He's probably one of the most connected people I've played with in my life. So it would have taken a few hours or something, but we're very we feel like we both know where each other's going when we're writing and playing and stuff. So songs come together really quickly, as opposed sometimes with other people that I've written with, it's you're both going in different directions. So you might think, let's make this part heavy, or let's change the dynamics here. The other person then might be thinking, well, let's make it like thunder cracking there. And so it is really quick with Jimmy. So and he's like the best drummer I've ever played with. So
all right, you've got an interesting relationship with in the dynamic of the band per se, right? There are very famous guitar drum duos like the Black Keys, like White Stripes, and that sort of stuff, right?
Yeah.
Being a bass player myself, I always found that the relationship between a bass player and a drummer is actually it's so important. It's the glue, right? If the bass player and the drummer are not cohesive, man, then that band is just not going to happen.
Yeah.
But I've never found the relationship between a guitar and a drummer to be as important.
Yeah, no, I understand that. I think this is going to go off track and then get back on track.
That's all right. We've got time.
Something that we both were really adamant on doing with this band was there's a lot of two-piece bands, which is guitar and drums, which kind of go for that bluesy, sludgy sound. And I was just pretty adamant that you could make punk music like that, because a lot, as a bass player, but a lot of the bass lines are really following the guitar line in punk music.
And it's so tinny and sort of disappears anyway. It's just guitar and drums most of the time. Yeah.
So it was more like, how can we just make it not sound thin? Which after a while we kind of worked it out so far. I mean, I'm always constantly learning new stuff about doing that, and I wasn't a very technically minded technology guitar player before this band, and that was one of my favorite challenges at the beginning, was how do we make it not sound shit?
You have a bit of a sort of a eureka moment kind of thing when you actually go, oh, that's how it's going to work. It's that sound there is what I'm been trying to get to figure out how to thicken it. That's how it's going to work. And shit, I hope no one else figures out what I'm doing.
No, I hope everyone figures it out.
Well, that's why I put stickers on my pedals, man. Because I have people coming to me and look at my pedal board and they just go, "Oh, what pedal are you using?" If you can't figure it out by what they look like or anything like that, that's why I put stickers on them. Don't ask. I know it's kind of.
See, this is the difference between you and me.
I'm very protective of my stuff.
I'll probably buy them a beer and tell them how it
works. I've had people come up to me and go, I know that pedal. Cool. So you.
My band's called Haters.
Yeah. Oh man.
Anyway.
All right. So back on track to about the single and that sort of stuff, right? So you recorded this.
With Branko?
Yeah, who's in Tape Off and Total Pace, right?
Yeah, and he's in heaps of bands, but they're the Sorry, Branko, if you're watching, but they're my favorite of your bands that I listen to. So I put them in, put them in the presser.
Well, Total Pace is the only one I've actually really sort of got into. Out of
Yeah,
those
yeah.
two. But yeah, I know I'll tape off, but I haven't actually had to listen to them
Well,
properly.
mate, they are something. Mwah.
Good.
But Branko and I've been friends for like a really, really long time.
Yep.
And he's done some cool recordings. Like I couldn't name them all off the top of my head, but there's a couple of the DZ Death Rays records he's done, and
Sweet.
I think there's even some Soho stuff in there, and there's all sorts of things. He's just a really nice fella, and he does great recordings, and he can make your crappy gear sound like it's the best gear in the world.
That's the trick. I love that
Yeah.
trick.
Yeah, he just gets vibe, you know. Like, I know that's just such a shitty word, but it's like
No,
he just
it's true though.
yeah, he just understands like for us, like we're just a punk rock band with like lyrics that mean shit, you know. And he just got it, and yeah, we ended up tracking I think like 8 songs with him.
Sweet.
Yeah, this I wrote it. I wrote about it saying like this was the last thing that we did, but it really was because we were like, oh well, that's all we've got. What about that song that we did that time when we first got together? That was pretty fun, and we've sort of played it, and we've played it at one show. I mean, we've only played like 6 shows in total anyway, but we played it at the first show, I think, and I think we just wanted to play it at the very first show so that when our friends and stuff were there, we could do that discordant note at the start, and then everyone be like, "Ooh, the new band sucks," yeah. And then we'd suck a little less once we get into it.
That's very punk rock, though.
Yeah. But yeah, we just recorded it like underneath Branko's house.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was great.
Was it live takes or did you do it like track by track or?
No, live takes. We pretty much like since I was like pretty young, I've just always done live takes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
that's got the feel for me with punk rock.
Precy's pretty good at locking in, man. Like I've known him as a drummer for like Take Anthea and Seal Club and Apollo and the Sun, bands. And I've always just been like, yeah. Eventually, I would like to actually play with this dude just to see what it is to lock in with him, but never had a chance to. But I like watching him play. Then hit
him up.
He's busy and I'm busy.
I think he told me he's buying electric drum kit today or yesterday, so he's gonna be bloody keen to get on that thing.
Good, I've got one. That's what I was jamming on earlier today.
Cool.
That's my sort of like anger release, I guess, in a sense.
I've got a similar thing. I can never get the fucking pencil out of it. Look at this. Oh, where are you?
Is that one of those Korg micro synth thingy, like that? The little pocket
little
synth.
stylophone. There you go. I try to bring it out whenever I can.
How to
It's
annoy
rubbish.
people in 100 million ways, man. Use one of those things on a bus and see how you go.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's better than a fart bomb.
Oh, that's disputable. Depends on the situation, really, isn't it? All right, so I'm going to bring up the artwork for this single.
Yeah, cool.
The artwork is cool. You won't see it, but everyone else is going to be seeing it.
Yeah.
I like it because it's I like the color scheme of it, and it's just bold. And who did it?
Yeah. Christian Campano.
Mm-hmm.
So like we've been friends for ages. Just like loose friends. We toured. We went on tour with them. In a band I used to play in, my old band, the Strums, and we went on tour I think with Snowdroppers, and then we played some shows with them as well. And he's always in a cool band. He's like a great writer, but he has done like a lot of artwork for like Rolling Stone magazine and like all lots of really big stuff that lots of people see. And I've always very much wanted to get some design from him, but I was just a little bit nervous to ask him. And then he blasted it out and said he's going to do designs for bands. He's totally not got a personality that's you can't ask him. But I just think I was a little bit taken aback because he's so popular.
Yeah.
But yeah, he sent me a message in the end and just said, "Hey, you got anything coming out?" And I was like, "Actually, yes." I said, "Can you draw some little heart candies and make it look really lovey?"
Yeah, it's effective, man, and it looks sick on a shirt too.
Yeah, maybe we should do some shirts like
We
that.
need to get
Yeah,
some merch happening eventually when we're all like playing live again.
yeah.
Uh,
We've got an idea for a shirt. We just want to do the classic, sort of
yeah.
like this. The classic haters love logo, but we found this place that prints on the neck,
Oh,
and
okay.
so we want it to say like in huge letters around the neck, just say lovers.
Yeah,
I think that'd be cool.
that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
And in line with everything else we talked about the single, because then we can talk about anything else after that.
Yeah.
You brought out a film clip at the same time, which is
Yeah.
famously featuring a bin chicken. Whoop, picked the wrong. I actually was going to bring up the video, and I've just realised I don't have the slide for it. Yeah, that was my fault. Sorry.
That's all right.
Yeah, I'll link the video underneath this video anyway. Yeah, it's just the day in the life of a bin chicken, really, and I love it.
Yeah, so it's a really close friend of mine, Rob Ting. We met when like 2011 maybe 2012. He played a band called King Cannons.
Yeah, King Cannons. They used to
And
play with Snowdroppers and that sort of stuff too.
I think they're mates. I'm not sure.
It's a similar sort of vibe, isn't it?
Yeah, they're more like punk rock soul,
Yeah,
whereas Snowdroppers are more like punk blues.
blues. Yeah, because I remember seeing them once at Soul Bar when it was at the older Ocean Street address.
Yeah.
And
I was there.
Yeah,
I was an opener.
that was a sick gig because I'd heard about them coming through, and then I did my research and I went, holy crap, this band is right up my alley, and I went and saw it, and I was like, yep, I'm glad I went and saw this because this is incredible, and they're no longer a band.
No, they're not at the moment. Rob's got a band called Boss Melody, and Luke's got this it's called what's it called? I think it's Halfway Records. And he's released a heap of music and stuff, but I don't know. I get a vibe that they might get back together at some point. I hope they do. They were like one of my favorite Australian bands. But
incredible.
Anyway, we toured with Rob like with King Cannons heaps, like I think 2 or 3 times around Australia, and I hit it off with every member of that band. But Rob and I have always stayed in touch. He's honestly the most creative person I've ever met in my life. Even people I like follow on Instagram aren't as creative as this dude. He's just constantly, his output is just phenomenal.
Content.
Yeah, because he's a brilliant tattoo artist.
Oh, cool.
And he runs a tattoo studio out of his garage. And then he was obviously painting and doing all kinds of things. He's doing these like Bob Ross paintings at the moment.
Oh,
and then he
a happy face on the trees and feeling
well,
relaxed.
no. He puts he draws this paints this beautiful painting, and then he does like Wu-Tang Clan. You know, it's just amazing. And he's making like Carol Baskin t-shirts and like
Carol.
I just love him. I just love him. He's just a great dude. But he asked, he was like, what he wanted to do a clip for the song, and he said, did you have anything in mind? And I'd said, yeah. I said, it'd be funny just to do like still shots of like birds from bird watchers or something, and then or maybe some whales and just something that's like totally ill-fitting. And then I think he took it and then turned it into something way better than that.
Well, it's actually kind of fitting because of the fact that there's a lot of bin chickens get a lot of hate, and they're actually like a revered bird in Egyptian mythology and everything. And here they are. We just call them like dump birds and that sort of stuff because they're just having to scavenge around for all the crap that we leave over. But they're actually supposed to be like an elegant, like mystical bird and stuff. Yeah,
like a regal bird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're
man,
kind of like
bird.
Yeah, but they're probably just gonna love the way you hate me, haters.
Probably.
Yeah.
They're probably like cruising along, singing a song, getting in the bins.
Yeah, I think it's very apt, man. So yeah, I don't know if that was intentional or not, but that's what I picked up on that. So that's why I dug it.
Look, it may have been from Rob, but we were just like, yeah, cool.
It's cool.
This is sick.
Yeah, it's good chicken. Yeah, it's sick.
Like our thing is like we're just with anything visual, we just really like to do something that's like we give it a crack to do something that's not as expected as it would be from like a punk rock band. Like where we're kind of steering away from playing clips and stuff because it's just like, I don't know, we've got imaginations. We use them in all the other avenues of our work, and
Yep.
and what we create. Might as well have a crack at doing something a bit different. Also, like, I think things that are a bit out of the ordinary are really entertaining
Because
to me.
you guys did one where you're in your because you guys wear overalls like
Yeah,
but like brightly coloured overalls. But
Yeah.
you guys did a film clip where you're wearing balaclavas and those overalls. I
Yeah.
remember that one coming out.
I remember, like, because it was like pretty early days of Jimmy and I playing together, and like I've played with a lot of people that are very like they're hired creatively in that situation because they have quite militant views on like what a band should look like as opposed to like what is entertaining and fun.
Okay.
Which is cool. Like, everyone's their own thing, but Jimmy is like, man, I feel like this is just going to be a podcast of how much I love Jimmy. But
We all love Jimmy. It's all right.
Good.
It's fine.
But I remember coming to him and I said, we should just do anti-punk, and like get pastel colored overalls and wear balaclava and hand out flowers and like make it really dark and then make it really bright and light and full of love at the same time. And he had a great idea of like the clip starting in black and white, and not realizing where everything is just so bright and beautiful. And I was so glad he came up with that. But I was also like just so stoked he was like into the idea, just straight up was like, yeah, this is great, let's do this. And we got like so fucked up on a Monday, like it was like it's ridiculous.
It's the easiest
it was like
way to do a film clip is just to do that, man.
You would have thought it was a Rolling Stones video. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not even kidding you. It was great. It was a great day. And it was just really fun. And it was, like, real nice to see people get scared and then be like, flowers. Oh, I love flowers.
But that's the kind of aesthetic of punk, is to go against what everyone expects you to do in the first place. I mean, some people think punk is Blink-182. That's just pop punk to me. When I think punk, I just think of anything that's going against the grain.
Yeah, I just think it's an attitude. Like,
Yeah.
when I was, like, in my teens, I watched that Don Letts movie, Punk Attitude. I don't know how many people have seen it, but it's like it really like I was like, that's the thing that I like. I don't like a particular set of rules. I just like that, Lily Allen has it, and so does Sid Vicious. Like, and that's like that's what I'm about. I think it's cool. I mean, if I could say one thing about punk rock in the last 10 years, I've found it really boring because it's like there's a lot of bands with like a lot of rules, and then like the bands that are blowing my mind are the ones that just don't give a fuck.
Yep.
And like I'm like that's it. Anyway, I'm just ramble on about that. Well, the thing is, like, I saw this band called Ballpoint Band.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've seen that.
You guys play with them at Scrapyard, didn't you?
Yeah, at Scrapyard. Yeah. And I was so excited because they're like young and they just don't care. And then they're not trying to like make people like them.
Yep.
They're just trying to have fun together. And he was telling me how he just lives in a bedroom with a drum kit and all of his instruments and just sleeps amongst them. And I was just like, what a relief.
And then you have to grow up and do adult shit, basically. Yeah, it comes to a point where you gotta do that. But hey, there was always still a little bit of punk in all of us that we want to, like, even if it just means
adult shit is optional.
Yeah. So, because I want to talk about stuff in the past now for you. Because you were in the Strums.
Yep. So
and the Strums were actually fairly well known.
Yeah. It was a good band.
So how long were you in that band for?
The Strums started at the start of 2011 because this house that I'm in right now was completely flooded, and we had nowhere to live, and I'd been playing in a band called Dead Riot. That was like the band before the Strums with another guy, and I was just like, I really need to go do something creative because my life is shit right now. And so we just made a song called Oh River, It just kind of made that band kind of, I don't know, get legs straight away. And then it was strange because it was a really soft, like, acoustic two-piece song, but it's a couple of punk-looking dudes. We looked a lot more stereotypically punk at the time, doing it. And we ended up going, I can't really remember if we toured or we played with Peter Coombe.
Yep.
Was like our first show. And it was sold out. And it was just sort of like this, everyone in a band knows how hard the beginning is. And it was just weird to have a beginning that was like the first few steps were like really good.
Yeah.
And then it just progressed into this band, and we ended up becoming a punk band that was around for, well, it was sort of like an Aussie rock band, really.
Yeah, that's what I remember. It was more the Aussie rock kind of stuff that you guys
Yeah.
were doing. Yeah.
Yeah, and it was around for ages. I can't remember exactly how long, but we released a couple of EPs and heaps of singles, about 6 separate singles and vinyls.
Triple J was sort of riding you for a little bit too, weren't they?
Yeah, we had like a little couple of spins on Triple J, and weirdly, like Triple M played us like a fair bit. And some stations overseas and all of that. So it was a great band, great fun.
Yeah.
But they all come to an end at some point.
Yeah, it's a life cycle, isn't it? You also found that one of your songs was used in it. Was it an ad? And you didn't know? Or was it like a jingle? Or was it something for a Japanese game show?
Yeah, there was 2 things, right? So I was having a joke with Jimmy the other day. We were just like tidying up our APRA. Yeah. And I was like, got to get that $30. And I said, but I said, and I did say, like years ago, I got a couple of APRA payments that were pretty big, and I didn't know, we didn't know why, and they'd used the riff like of one of our songs on like a drive show nationally on Triple M, and it was just like this one riff, like about just over 10 seconds.
Yeah.
And so every time it was just cracking up a royalty, and we were like, "Fuck yeah!"
And you weren't approached for it or anything. You didn't know.
No. I mean, we probably should have been. I did text the producer of the show and said, "Hey, fancy guitar if you got that? Think it belongs to anyone?"
Yeah. Oh, at least you got kickbacks for it, man. Like, yeah. I mean, you're lucky in that regard.
There was a TV show too.
Yeah, what was that?
So if you're sneaky, you can see it like at the start of Feel Better film clip. Jimmy and I are actually watching the TV show. So we are watching the TV show that we were on.
Yeah.
So I don't know how it happened. I think it came through my cousin, which is crazy because that's the connection with Jimmy. Jimmy's my cousin's cousin.
So you're related in a sense. He's like a second cousin.
Yeah,
that's not second. I can't even figure out how that actually goes, but yeah, it's.
That's why I just say cousin's cousin.
Yeah, it's just your cousin, man. That's it. It's just
But I'm pretty sure he hooked my cousin Dave hooked it up, and so they wanted. It was a show that was kind of like Ripley's Believe It or Not, but like almost like game show styled, where like they'd have the Ripley's story down the bottom in the bottom corner, and then they'd have a face of like a famous Japanese TV host, like a Carl Stefanovic type.
Yeah.
Like reacting to the story, like, oh, wow. Yeah, this is amazing. And then, and our story was we were. It's a true story. There's a guy I think it's in the UK, and he was the lead singer of a ska punk band who got the hiccups for 2 years. And couldn't stop hiccuping, and he ended up getting kicked out of the band. So we had to like reenact the band, but they actually used our song on the show, which I wasn't. The song hilariously was called "Can't Stop the Killing," and like, and they used it on the show. And so we were on this TV show, but it was like it was one of the highest rating shows in Japan. It was just so bizarro.
Wow. I mean, I just automatically just went straight. As soon as you said that was hiccuping for 2 years straight, just went straight to that Simpsons episode where they where they have that talk show with a guy that has been hiccuping for 20 years or something. And he's
Was
just going,
probably like based off his dude.
yeah, he's gone, kill me, kill me, kill me.
Yeah,
Yeah. Oh,
it's like me
man.
with coughing.
Yeah. The closest I've ever had to that kind of stuff, I mean, it was finding out that Triple J was using Barefoot's song for the intro to Roots and All for a year.
Cool.
But
Awesome.
that was mainly because Sarah Howes was running, and we knew Sarah, so
Yeah.
similar sort of thing.
That was great.
Yeah. She's amazing, and she was a big supporter of the band from the get go. So
cool.
We didn't even know until we tuned in one night and went,
She's probably like,
what?
It's probably a test to see if you're listening, and you're like tuned in like 25 weeks late.
Yeah.
Are you using our song?
Well played, Sarah. Well played. No,
On
we
the
love
last
Sarah.
episode,
Yeah.
yes, I am.
Oh, wow.
That's cool. Yeah, I love that. I just I really enjoy hearing about people's like random gigs or like random things they've done in bands, because you get like through your life you agree to play some seriously stupid shit, like
All right.
like,
Name one sort of situation there where you've played something that's just freaking ridiculous.
Okay, we played a this is so weird. We played this thing. It was called the Dragon Boat Festival.
I know that one.
Yeah, well, this was not that one.
Oh, okay.
I wish it was that one.
Oh, real dragons?
No, so we rock up. We'd been up the road at the pub, and then we rocked up, and it was an office building.
Mm.
And you imagine like a really stagnant like office with like, you know, ceiling tiles and fluorescent lights, and there's just like 20 kind of people sitting there that are to us at the well, they were old. They were very old. And then there was someone that was famous on TV throughout China, and like she was just really famous from television, but it wasn't from our region, so we didn't know her. And we got like put aside in this little room like we were famous, which is really funny. And we were pretty young. I would have only just been 18. No, we were 17 because I was drinking in the car park. And and we went in, and then they like introduced us, and not in English. And then we like came out. Oh my god, this is so funny. We came out and played "Can't Stop the Killing," about like nuclear testing sites and shit. And then afterwards they were like all over us, like wanting to sign everything and like buy a record, and like it's so bizarre. And it was fully lit in an office, just like, what the fuck?
Did you just walk out there just going, did that actually happen, or was that just a simulation?
We were all like, man, we just get some whack gigs. Anyway, so that was mine. What's yours?
I've played like in 14 bands, if not more than that, over the years. So I have to go through all that sort of stuff. I've played some pretty weird ones. I mean, playing at the front of Ski and Scurf, that was pretty unusual. Like the cable ski thing, but that was with Butterfly Effect.
Cool.
I supported Butterfly Effect at the time.
Oh yeah, cool.
So that wasn't a bad one or a weird one. It was just a weird place to be playing a show.
Yeah, we did a weird placement one once. We played outside of Titans game, and we thought we were going to be inside, like on the field.
Yeah, but you just like warm up out the front.
Yeah, and so people were just like walking past, and there's people you knew, but they're not going to stop because they're like, I got to go to the football. Like, you know, fuck, what are you doing here? And yeah, so I've done one of those, and then they asked us to play like when it was like half time, but we were outside. They're like, oh yeah. Two. Okay.
I've done one where we played I know a lot of acts have done this, but the Noosa Marathon.
Oh, cool.
But it's weird playing and people running past you because you're on a stage and you're playing and you got these people they're just competing and they just do their loop in front of you and give you a nod. It's the most bizarre feeling. You're not playing to like the crowd that's actually come to see you. You're basically like geeing up the runners and giving them some pep as they're coming around. Like, yeah, that's weird, but it was fun at the same time. I'm not complaining about that one. It's just strange.
I remember years ago, like we were just really like we were really in the red in the Strums, because we got some like really bad financial advice, and so we were trying desperately to get out of the shit. And
bands get bad financial advice. It doesn't happen. No, don't say that.
Oh my god! Yeah. And anyways, we were like pretty deep in the hole, and so we had an agent at the time, and he got us this like covers gig, which we'd never done before for like an aged care company.
Oh no!
But for the staff, so
okay.
so it was like at the Hilton. It was really fancy,
Mm-hmm.
and one of the boys had like knew how to do it already, so he kind of schooled everyone. And then last minute they're like, oh, they definitely need 4 people on stage, and they're like, can you just get up there and do something? So I like hired like a couple of those big conga drums, and then and then I had my guitar unplugged, and I'm not kidding you, it's like the most amount of compliments I've ever got in my guitar playing. It was like this show where I didn't play guitar,
Because it was.
and I'm like. I didn't have a lead or anything. Like I was just like, hey, what you doing? Like, brown eyed girl.
Man, you guys rock. And that lick was sick. Yeah, cool. Yeah.
Anyway.
Wow. All right. That beats anything. Mine sound pretty bland compared to what that that is.
That.
All right. So going back to you and Priesty being related to a sense, did you guys know that you were actually related?
Yeah.
All right. Just
yeah. No, we knew. Like we'd played shows with Take Anthea and stuff, years ago. I remember I have this memory of playing at like this is Soul Bar, but you know, like the one that was like real strippery.
Club Envy.
Yeah, that one.
Yep.
I was at that one. I thought it was really cool.
Real strippery, because it used to be a strip club, dude.
Yeah, that makes sense. But like, and he was really loud, and I remember like I was standing there with like 2 other people, and I assumed that everyone was like, "This guy is fucking awesome," and I'm standing there like, God damn, he can drum. Holy shit. And then I'm looking at the guy next to me, and he's like, and then afterwards they're like, he's so fucking loud. And I was like, he's like the best drummer I've ever seen. And they're like, he's so loud. And I was like, when the time comes, we are getting together because I love loud.
Yeah.
So yeah, so it was pretty funny.
I missed that band Take Anthea, to be honest with you, because when because they started around the same time as I started the Point.
Yeah,
so
cool.
I started the Point in 2009, and it was around 2000, I think 2010, 2011 that I discovered them, and then I remember going to their last gig, which was at the Villa.
Oh yeah, and Noosa.
Yeah. And I was just like, oh, why? Like, why is this band is just the singer?
Yeah,
it had everything going for it. It was a great band, and they could have done something. And was it the singer went to Melbourne or something?
I'm not sure.
I think he did.
I have to ask him.
Yeah. And,
well, he's in an even better band now.
Yeah, that's right. Oh man, like Priesty's become one of the drummer sluts of the area, dude. Like he's nearly as bad as one of my drummers, man. So yeah.
I had to get him to come all the way from Canada.
Yeah, exactly. Did you manage to do that? Was that you? Did you manage to bring him home?
No, but I managed to get him to play drums again.
Well,
so that was cool.
Yeah. Well, we were wondering that. All those people in the sort of circle of friends that know Priesty and stayed in touch with him when he was over in Canada and all like that. Because he was over there for 2 years.
I think it might have been longer.
Yeah.
Maybe 4. I'm not sure.
And we were just going, man, is this dude ever going to come back? And if he does, is he going to play again? And I was just waiting for someone to swoop up and just go, yep.
Guilty.
Yeah. Well done. Well played.
I think as soon as he posted it on Facebook, I was like, yo, you got a band, bro?
Because even though my drummer Nick wants to go, he goes, man, I'll just play bass or like guitar. I just want to go jam with Priesty. I'm like, yeah.
Just better hold on to him tight.
Yeah. Watch that swooping shit, man.
stop treating him so bad.
All right, we get a little bit serious though, okay?
Yeah, right.
Because we've been at shits and giggles and that sort of stuff the whole time, and I've really enjoyed this. But one of the things in that press release you brought up, there was a deal with, you wrote the song to deal with bullying.
Yeah, well, yeah, like, I sent it as like one of my friends, like, she sent me a message, and she's like, oh, I love the song, and I was like, do you reckon people will know it's about bullying? And she's like, haha, yeah, good one. And I was like, no, it actually is. Like, I like that people they get the lightheartedness out of it. But I mean, I think most people experience it in some capacity within their lives.
Oh yeah, easily.
Yeah.
We still do. Even at age 40, 41, I am now.
Yeah.
I still experience it, man.
Man, you have aged well. What are you doing? I like that.
I drink lots of wine.
Good on you.
Pickled.
But no, like, if you actually dissect the line, like, that is what it's about. It's meant to be an empowering line about, like, when people have hate towards you, you're probably best to realize that hate that they have is probably towards a unique quality that you possess, and that thing is the thing that makes you beautiful and brilliant, and just love the way that they hate you, like, and it is why we call the band Haters, because
apart from the fact that the Lovers was taken already.
Yeah, well, we gotta smooth it out for the people that can't handle the serious shit, but it was because, like, if there's ever been a time in history where people have hated each other more for no reason at all, or multiple reasons, like, you're fully engaged, like, with it, you can have any view or any attribute in your life right now, and I can guarantee you there is a group out there that wants to take you down.
Yeah.
And we're all in it together, and Haters is actually meant to be a name that unifies people, as opposed to I sort of sometimes go, like, if people don't understand, and particularly as we go forward as a band, if people don't understand the name Haters, they're never going to like our band, because they're never going to know what that means.
Well, I found it kind of evident from the actual logo, because the Haters logo is the love heart with haters and a nice sort of cursive font in it.
Yeah.
And it's a flip on it, on the actual term. I've understood that. As soon as you came out with it in that logo, I understood, okay, this is clever. Well done.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it's meant to sort of be like, here, look, I'll show you so people know what we're talking about. Like, that's it.
Yeah.
So it's meant to be like, the Haters band is meant to be taken like haters out there. Nice person is here, but the haters are out there, and you can repel them with music, or with whatever. I just hope that we can help people with that.
Okay, so going along with that, we've already passed the 40-minute mark, so fuck it. Most of my podcasts are trying to keep to that 40-minute mark, but I'm really enjoying this one.
Thanks.
In this situation we're in worldwide right now, and you're on social media, and you just previous to this, we would be bombarded by someone releasing something in musical terms, right? And then all of a sudden you watch the comments and just going, oh, that song sucks, or
yeah,
right. Have you noticed that there's actually less of that? Because I have actually noticed that there is actually less of that at the moment, because everyone's too bloody focused on, like, Corona and 5G, and everyone's sort of like going, this conspiracy's right, your conspiracy's wrong. Then someone releases a song and they just go, oh, okay, new music, and no one's really sort of spurning out any sort of negative shit.
I don't know if I can give you an opinionated, like, my opinion on that, because I don't know if I've noticed. Yeah, like, I would agree that the positivity towards artists has increased, because there's more people are seeing them more, because they're not at work and whatever, so they're seeing their computers a lot more. But yeah, maybe they're getting it out through hating something else for a little while.
You focus on like the 5G and
who knows? I haven't been paying enough attention.
that's a good thing though.
Yeah, well, that's got to get a balance though.
So what's the first thing you're going to do is once your cough clears and that sort of stuff and we've been given the all clear to sort of like the pubs are open, the clubs are open. What's the first thing you're going to do?
Probably play a gig at Scrapyard.
Yeah. It's on our list too, I can tell you that.
Yeah, I could probably do that. We were gonna we had some shows. We had a show at Scrapyard with the Unknowns, and I was really excited about that. I don't know, probably just I've been thinking about this. I think I'm just gonna ease back into it, as opposed to rush it. I'm gonna ease back in. See some friends. Definitely, number one on the list is have a jam.
Yep.
Because we've been just banging to have a jam, and I think we're going to be able to have a jam when that 50k thing. I don't know if I have to double check when that is, but you're allowed to drive 50k's.
Yep.
And Jimmy and I, because for those who don't know, I live in Brisbane and he lives on the Sunshine Coast. We have a jam room that we go to in Caboolture.
Another one. Yep.
Yeah, and we're exactly 50 k's from Jimmy's house, and then it's 47 from my house or something.
Yeah.
So I sent it to him we're out, go and have a jam. This will be great. And I want to finish we've got a bunch of songs that we haven't. I want to track some more vocals and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Just over the top and things. So yeah, just that kind of stuff. Seeing friends, pretty much just being outside and breathing the fresh air. That'd be nice.
I miss hugging my mates and I miss having a beer with them. That's one of the things. It's like I'm grateful for spending the amount of time I am with my wife right now and doing things and learning things because I still work. I'm still working full time.
Yeah, cool.
But because I'm not taking up other time with going to band rehearsals or anything like that, I've still got this creative output, so I've got to do stuff. So do things like this, and
this is great. Thanks for having me on.
No, it's fun. I enjoy it because of the fact that a lot of people don't get to see the other side to music. You get to learn things through a press release. Yeah, cool. Or you see them through how you're playing, but through casual conversation, it's usually with loud music in the background. You just go, "What? Huh? Yeah, cool," and a beer, and then you just forget the freaking conversation.
Yeah, that's why when I play live, I always make the point of saying very little because I think people hardly hear anything you're saying. You just have one. Well,
they don't. I've actually had this conversation with my wife before. She's just gone, "You guys, you know that when you're saying stuff on stage, it's just like." And we're just going, we think we're saying something really prolific here, and all you're hearing is great. All right, so yeah, just play funny, the music.
When I play a show, I usually just say one or two things, and they're always I always think quite a bit about how I'm going to say them, so that when they come through a mic, at least just you're only saying max 20 words or something, and it's well, this is probably going to get across in some way, and that'll do.
It's as long as people get the kind of meaning behind it, then I think that sort of thing. Yeah,
that's it.
Cool. Okay. Well, I reckon we can wrap this up, man, because that has gone past the 45-minute mark, and this has been sick. No, because I've thoroughly enjoyed this. This has been a great chat, dude. So I will link the Haters' new single "Haters" in the description below, and link to the Facebook, all the usual sort of guff that I do for all the artists that come on here. Well done, the new single, man.
Thank you very much. Thank you for supporting us. I really appreciate it.
We need to get together soon when all this crap.
Yeah,
ends,
let's do it.
We've done one. We've done one together. We need to do some more.
Yeah, no, I'm totally down, man. Let's do it.
Cool. Hang on the line there, mate. I'll have a chat with you after this, ladies and gentlemen. Cool. Jai Sparks from Haters. Thank you for tuning in. I really hope you enjoyed that podcast and our previous ones. If you have not seen this podcast before, please do check out the other ones. We've got like 8 other episodes in there. If you've never subscribed, please do press the subscribe button. Where's my hand? Yep. Down there. You press the subscribe button and then ring the bell. You'll get notifications whenever we come out with more podcasts, which there will be. Thank you for supporting this. Thank you for supporting Such a Coast Music. Cheers.